Welcome to tonight's live stream. I'm going to get started in a minute. I just need to let everybody on social media know that the stream is getting ready to start. Okay, with everybody knowing that the stream is on, I'm going to get into tonight's topic. Now, tonight's topic was one that I debated because originally I wanted to go out and deconstruct the Black bootlick and the Brooks Brothers suit, but I'm going to wait and do that in a video next week. So instead, what I'm going to talk about tonight are the reasons why a man should never fight over a woman. Glad to see you here, Keating Orc, and glad to see everybody else here. And I'm going to get into tonight's topic because I grew up in an era where a lot of guys were out here fighting over women, and black men fighting over women was one of the leading reasons why many black males never reach an old age. Now, back in the 80s, we had a lot of guys out here who were fighting over women, and they fought over women because they did not get a foundation in how to carry and conduct yourself as related to relationships between men and women. And because they did not get the rules as related to the code, how men are supposed to carry themselves as related to relating to the opposite sex, what happened to many of these men is they learned how to act on their feelings about the women that they had feelings for, because a lot of these guys, whenever they were out here, they were taught to act on their feelings because during the late 60s and the 70s, when the feminist movement was popular, a lot of these women wanted to raise their sons to be these kinder, gentler, emotional males. And to compound this, a lot of these guys were raised in single mother households. So they saw how relationships work from a female perspective, but never got the rules on how a man is supposed to engage in a relationship. And that's where we started to see a lot of black males going out here and getting in their feelings about women to the point where they wanted to go out here and fight over women. And fighting over women is not something a man does when he knows about the code that a man is supposed to participate in when he's out here on outside socializing. When a man is out here socializing, he does not go out here and fight over a woman that he's interested in, because when he goes out here and fights over women, what he is showing everybody in social circles is that he is a weak man. Because males who go out here and are looking to go out and fight over women, these are guys who they're thinking that they're going to impress women by showing how chivalrous they are. What they're doing is not showing how chivalrous they are. What they're doing is showing how weak they actually are. Now, the guy who wants to fight over women, basically, this is a guy who wants to create a covert contract between himself and a woman in order to go out and think that he can gain an advantage over other guys. And the woman has never made that agreement that fighting over her will allow him to get an opportunity at having a better relationship with her. This is something that many black males buy into, because a lot of black males are raised in dysfunctional environments, and a lot of black males, they think, oh, if I fight over this woman, this will send a message that I'm willing to stand up for her. I'm willing to defend her honor. And it's a decision that many black males who do not understand the code for relationships, what they do is think, oh, this is going to impress this woman, but it doesn't impress this woman at all, because once he throws up hands for that woman, what he's doing is sending a message to everyone that he basically is a simp, and he's a simp coming from a position of weakness, because a man of character knows that he never goes out here and fights another dude for a woman. No, a man of character knows that it's not his job to go out here and fight for any woman that he is interested in, unless that woman is his wife or his mother. And that's the only two women that a man goes out here and defends. And he only defends those women who are his wife or his mother, and maybe in some cases his sister. And it's based on those women going out here and doing things like going out here and showing respect. And it's those women also showing submission to that man. So any woman of character is not going to want a man fighting over her, because most women out here, they don't, if they really love a man, what they're going to want that man to do is be safe. And their way of keeping that man safe is by, when he's upset about somebody saying something or doing something, what they're going to do is pull that dude to the side and say, no, honey, don't be out here fighting this dude. And when she's doing that, what she's doing is showing respect for a man, because she's looking out for that man's image, because she understands that that man's image reflects on her. So a woman of character is not going to want a dude fighting over her, and she doesn't want a dude fighting over her, because she knows that that's not going to reflect positively on his image, and it's not going to reflect positively on his image, because if he's out here fighting over her, he's basically sending a message that this woman is an Achilles heel. And again, this is something that people will weaponize and use against him. So a woman of character, she's going to be like, no, I don't want my man fighting over me. And again, that's an expression of love, because that woman is looking out for his intangibles of manhood, like his character, like his dignity, like his self-respect. And that woman is also looking out for that man's freedom, because when a dude puts hands on another man over her, what he's doing is basically participating in an assault. And that assault and battery could lead to that man winding up getting a felony on his record. And again, if a woman truly cares about a man, she does not want this man getting jammed up by the police. She does not want to see him winding up in jail. And she doesn't want to see this man lose his freedom, because if he loses his freedom, she winds up losing time with him. And time is precious, and time is something a couple can't get back. And a woman who truly cares about a man, she doesn't want to lose time with that man. So she's going to pull a dude to the side if another dude is trying to step to her and tell her, no, don't get involved with this dude. I'm going to go out here and check this dude. That is what a woman of character will do to protect her man from getting into a fight. What she's going to do is say, hey, don't get involved with this. I'm going to let this dude know what the deal is. And she's going to let the dude know, hey, I'm with this guy. I'm staying with this guy. And you stop stepping to me. And again, she's going to check the guy. And that's going to really show how much character a quality woman has, because when she goes out here and checks a dude, what that does is set the boundary for the relationship and lets others know that this woman is already with someone. So again, a quality woman is not going to go out here and put a man in a situation where he has to fight over a woman. No, a quality woman is not going to do that to a dude, because she knows there's so much that he has to lose if he gets and puts his hands up fighting over her. So she cares about him, and she cares about his freedom. She cares about his intangibles of manhood. She cares about his image. And that's why she's going to look to protect him and protect his image, so that he doesn't wind up going out here and putting hands up with some corny dude. Because the guys who step to women who are involved with someone, these are really lames, because a man of character, again, once he hears that a woman is no longer available, he's going to just charge her to the game and move on to women who actually are available. Now, the only guys who go out here and step to women who are already involved in relationships are these simps, because these simps, they're thinking they can come in sideways. And I talk about this in my book, Stop Simping, Why Men Don't Need Finance to Get Romance. And then you can find that book on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format to learn more about guys coming in sideways. Now, these guys who come in sideways, what they like to do is just step to anybody's lady. And again, this is off-code behavior, because only an off-code dude is going to go out here and step to another man's lady. And that just shows, again, how lame this guy is, because dudes who are confident, dudes who are secure, they're not stepping to women who have a man. No, only lames do this, because they don't really respect another man's boundaries. They don't respect another man's relationship. And these are guys who are, in some cases, just wanting what they want, not thinking about anybody else. And again, it's just a guy like this who's looking to start because he's jealous of another man having a relationship with a girl that he wants. And again, he's stepping to that woman. But if a woman has character, that woman who has character, what she's going to do is just let this guy know, hey, I'm with somebody. And usually the first thing that they're going to say when this guy steps to that woman is she's going to say, hey, my husband and I, we came here. And again, once you hear the word husband or boyfriend, what they're going to do is most smart guys are going to say, okay, this lady is taken, so I'm going to change the way I engage with that woman? Because if you're on code when you engage with a woman and you hear the word husband or boyfriend mentioned in the conversation, what you're going to do is wrap it up. And if you do engage this person, you're going to engage in personal distance to show respect to that man and show respect for his relationship with that lady. That's what a man of character does. He doesn't go out here looking to get in his feelings about a woman who's involved with another man. No, what he does is say, okay, I see that this lady is involved with someone. So what I'm going to do is if she's around, I'm just going to just lay back and I'm going to show respect for that man. And I may ask questions like, well, what does your husband think? What's your man doing? Again, showing respect to that man by showing respect to his relationship and showing respect to his space in that relationship. But you have dudes out here who want to step to other people's women. And again, these guys step to other people's women because some of these guys, they are thirsty. Some of these guys are dirty Macs. And some of these guys are just whoremonger males. And they'll step to another man's woman and think that they're doing something. But it's, again, up to the woman to show that man respect. And that's something a critical thinking man has to observe when he's involved with any woman that he's out here with. One of the things a guy has to think about is how his woman is reflecting on him. And one of the ways she reflects on you in a positive fashion is by checking dudes who are trying to step to her. Now, if this woman is not going out and actively letting a dude know, okay, I'm not available, that's a red flag right there. And it's a red flag that many men have to know how to learn how to deal with by navigating through your emotions. Because if you've got a woman out here and she's out here um, talking to other dudes and not letting them know, hey, I'm not available. There's a way to deal with that situation. And the way you deal with that situation is not by putting up hands. No, the way you deal with that situation is by charging this woman to the game. Because putting up hands over this kind of woman, this does not really help a brother in a positive fashion. No, it doesn't help a brother in a positive fashion because if he's out here putting up hands with other dudes over this woman, he's basically showing that he's a pawn that can be easily used by female predators because with a lot of these guys, they just get in their feelings over a woman and they get so in their feelings because some of these guys, they're just real novices as related to relationships. Because again, when you have a simp, he really doesn't understand how to have a relationship. So he's looking to go out here and put up hands over a woman because he's thinking, oh, if I don't stand up for this woman and defend her honor, she's not going to want me to have a relationship with me. But that's not the case at all because the woman who encourages you to go out and defend her so-called honor, basically this female is pulling a crap test and she's pulling a crap test to see what she can get away with because if she can get you to go out here and throw up hands and get in the face of this dude, she basically knows that this is a weak dude that she can go out here and manipulate like a puppet master. And once she's got you in your feelings and acting on your impulses, you're just out here looking to fight all kinds of dudes. And you're looking to fight these dudes to say that this is my woman. But again, if that woman truly cared about you, if that woman truly cared about you as a man, she would not put you in that kind of danger. that is something many black men really don't think about when they get a girlfriend out here. They don't really think about, hey, how is this woman looking to protect me? They're just thinking about being the macho man looking to protect the woman and defend her so-called honor. But if that was an honorable woman, she would not be putting herself in these situations with these power simps and these psycho simp guys and looking to start trouble in some situations. Again, if she truly cared about a dude, she would not be sending him out here looking to fight. No, she would be like, no, I'm going to let this dude know where the line is. And once I let him know where the line is, he's going to leave me alone. And you're not going to have to get involved with this. No, she's not going to have you sitting up looking to fight over her. That's something that a very predatory woman does. She looks to get guys fighting over her. And the reason why she wants to get guys fighting over her is in many cases because she wants the attention, and some get off on the attention they're receiving about the drama of having two guys fighting over her. And because she's out here seeing this attention she's receiving, what she wants to do is keep the drama going. So these type of female predators, they really don't care about a brother out here, and they'll go out here and look to start some mess with some dude. And sometimes these chicks, what they will do is go out here. They'll know that this guy is emotional. They'll know that this guy is really weak, and then as they're in a place and they're together, what they'll do is start giving a guy a look. And if the guy responds, what they do is wait for the power simp or psycho simp boyfriend to react to the flirting. And they do this again to see what type of reaction they can get. And many of these guys, because they're so caught up in their feelings about having this woman, and they're insecure about losing her, they're looking to go out here and fight another man. But a smart man never fights a man over a woman, because fighting a man over a woman is one of the most ridiculous ways to wind up losing your freedom. Because in an instant, I've heard of many horror stories in the 80s of dudes winding up losing their lives and winding up dead as a result of fighting over a woman. And in the whole case scenario, what happens is that while this guy's looking to fight over this woman, what he's doing is he doesn't understand that he's on the road to losing more than the attention of this woman. So the guy who fights over the woman, he doesn't understand the overall scenario, because the overall scenario, what happens is that one of you is dead, the other one is in prison, getting turned out by Bubba, Tiny, Roscoe, and Big Dave. And as they are spit roasting you and trading you for Little Debbie snack cakes, packets of Crystal Light, packets of Taster's Choice coffee, six-pack Oreo cookies, Kit Kat candy bars, Mrs. Freshly's apple pies, um, uh, packets of cook-up Oreo cookies. I mean, you're basically in prison, and all of these dudes, Roscoe, Tiny, Bubba, and Big Dave, are braiding your hair. And while you're getting your hair braided and getting spit roasted by these inmates, what this female that you fought over is doing is getting her back blown out by Tyrone. So as Tyrone is blowing out the back, you're sitting up there getting spit roasted, and she's out here with Tyrone and another dude and having them play the same game that you lost. And many guys, again, they're just so eager and caught up in their feelings over these women that they're not thinking about the big picture. And in the big picture, a smart man never goes out and fights over a woman, because he understands he has too much to lose, because a man has more to lose if he goes out here and fights over women, because what he's going to lose is, most importantly, his freedom. And even worse, he's going to wind up losing his image as a man. What he's going to do once he goes out here looking to fight a dude over some woman is he's going to wind up losing face in social circles, because once people see him looking to go out here and put up hands over a woman, what they're going to see is that Achilles heel that he has. They'll know that not only is he a simp, but they'll also know that this dude is extremely emotional, and they'll know that he is somebody who can easily be manipulated by this woman that he's involved with. They'll know that, okay, this dude is somebody we can easily manipulate, and he's somebody we can easily take advantage of, and he'll be opening the door, letting everybody know that he's not a man who needs to be respected, because he has no respect for himself, and he has no respect for himself because he doesn't know how to stand up and take a critical look at the way his woman is behaving. Because if his woman is receiving flirts from other men, then it's showing she's got no respect for him. And again, if he reacts by going and fighting the other dude, it's showing the woman that she's weak, that he's weak. And when she sees that he's weak, she's gonna already know, like one full boss has said, he's failed the crap test, because the crap test that she's pulling is she wants to see what type of boundaries you're gonna set. And the way a man sets boundaries with this kind of behavior is he usually, if he's involved with a woman and he sees her entertaining other guys, he's going to just, in some cases, if he thinks that it's starting out, he's going to check it in the beginning. But if he sees it escalating, he's going to charge her to the game, because if she'll receive the flirting from other men, then she absolutely has no respect for you. And if she has no respect for you, then she can't love you. And if she can't love you, then she'll put you in situations where she'll put your life in jeopardy. And one of the situations that can put a man's life in jeopardy is going out here and fighting other dudes over her, because in a lot of cases, when you're going out here looking to fight over her, you don't know what these guys got in their pocket. You don't know if this guy has a 9 or a gun in his pocket. You don't know if this guy's got box cutters or knives. So if she's out here got you fighting over her, she's setting you up for a dangerous situation. And that dangerous situation is one where you might be thinking, oh, I can take this guy with hands. But a lot of these guys who will fight over women, again, these are guys who are just, they have no confidence and they have no social skills. So some of these guys, because they have inferiority complexes, they're going to be carrying weapons. And again, if a woman really loves you, she's not going to put you in that situation. No, she's not going to put you in that situation because, again, she doesn't want to see you hurt. But a woman who values attention and drama more than you, she has no problem putting you in that situation, because what she wants to see is how far you will go in order to continue receiving her attention. That's what it's really all about as related to some of these predatory women. They want to see how much attention you will fight for. Will you go out of your way to put hands on another man in order to go out here and get her attention? And again, these guys will sit there and think, oh, it's the other guy that's the problem. No, it's the woman who's the problem. Because again, a woman who is of poor character will have two men fighting over her, and she'll have them fighting over her because she wants to go out here and get the attention, and she wants to go out here and continue receiving that attention. And for her, she gets a high watching two guys fight over her, and she doesn't really care about either of them, because usually if a woman has you in your feelings to the point where you want to fight over her, basically she's got a spare guy on the side. So a lot of guys out here, this is another reason why you shouldn't fight over a woman, because if you fight over a woman, understand you're not a priority. You're not somebody she cares about. You are at that point basically fodder that she's looking to dispose of, and your fodder that she's looking to dispose of, because she already got what she wanted out of you. Because once she's gotten everything that she wants out of you, she basically wants you to go out here and do yourself in. And she wants you to do yourself in so that her secrets will be protected. And she wants her secrets to be protected. So you won't, and nobody else will know how ratchet she is, because when you go out here and fight over her, what happens is that as you're fighting over her, either you'll be in 6 feet under dead, or you'll be in the penitentiary washing skid marks out of Bubba and Tiny's drawers with a toothbrush, and she'll be back out here playing Little Miss Innocent, and you won't know that you've been played as related to the game that she had you as a pawn in. So you will be sitting up there trying to scrub that skid mark out of Bubba and Tiny's drawers. And what will happen is she's out here looking at Rodney and Tyrone and getting and flirting with them, because these were the guys she was with on the side. But because the guys are out here, they're thinking, oh, she's Little Miss Innocent. No, she ain't Little Miss Innocent. No, if she's got you going out here and she's got you talking about fighting over her, no, she's got dudes on the side. And at that point, what you got to do at that point is charge her to the game, because most smart guys who already see things like the flirting, and they understand that's a early sign of disrespect. And at that early sign of disrespect, that's when they just quietly do things like, if they're single and they're just dating, what they do is stop calling that woman. They stop all contact with her, because they understand that the intangible of their respect is more important than the attention of this woman. So once they see that she's not doing things like saying, okay, this is my man, this is somebody I'm involved with, all right, I see that she's not checking dudes, then I already know it's time to put a period at the end of things and charge this woman to the game. Because it's not about putting hands up to fight over this woman, because this woman is not fighting for you. Because that's why a black man should never be fighting over a woman, because if she's not fighting for you, then you have to charge her to the game. And again, you have to watch her actions to see if she's fighting for you, because a woman who fights for you is going to check a dude who's trying to step to her and make a move. And usually they shut down that move right at the first time, and let this guy know, okay, I've got a husband, I've got a boyfriend. And they do it again in very quiet ways. They'll mention it in the middle of a conversation, saying things like, well, I don't know, let me see what my boyfriend thinks, or okay, let me go talk to my husband. Or they'll just casually mention their husband, and that will be the note for that dude to understand, okay, this woman is not available, and she's letting me know, okay, I need to put a period at the end of things and go step to somebody else. But a lot of guys, they're sitting there thinking, oh, if she's out here and guys are flirting, it means that she's so fly, but it just shows that she's not really thinking about you because again, a fly girl who is into you, she's not going to be sitting up here talking to other dudes and trying to let them know she's available. No, what she's going to do is shut those guys down, let them know, okay, I'm not available. But if she's out here acting like this, again, that's the red flag that lets you know to charge them to the game, not continue to sit there and go into back and forth with them. That's one of the other things that a lot of black male simps go out here and do. They look to go into back and forths about this behavior. And that's one of the worst things a guy can do, fighting over a woman, fighting and trying to argue with her about the behavior of other dudes, because the whole thing that he's doing is just wasting his time, because the more he calls himself trying to get her to stop acting in a certain way, the more he's just showing how weak he is and he has no control over his emotions. And by showing that he has no control over his emotions, he's showing how weak he actually is. And by being emotional and arguing with her, he thinks that he's trying to check the situation, but she's basically checked out because him going into a back and forth shows weakness, because the way you deal with a woman who is out here and looking to flirt with other guys is to charge her to the game and keep it moving. He understands, again, I'm not getting respect as related to this situation. And the more I fight, the more respect I'm going to lose. And the only way to take your respect is to walk away from that woman, because the only way you get respect is if you walk away from a toxic woman, because toxic women, what they want is attention, they want drama, and again, they want you putting up hands looking to fight over them. But fighting over women is one of the worst things a guy can do, because fighting over women, this has gotten so many black men killed over the last, I say 35, 40 years. I mean, I saw like a age of it during the crack epidemic. You had dope dealers fighting over women. They had them just looking to kill guys over women and looking at women, not understanding. They were thinking that they were this tough guy, but they were really showing everybody how weak they were, because when you fight over women, people, they just see that you're not in control over your emotions as a man. You don't have a good center of self as a man. You don't really have good self-control as a man, because guys who are of good character and have good discipline and self-control, they don't fight over women. No, they just say, okay, I'm looking at the behavior, and if I see this behavior, I'm going to deal with this in private. And I deal with this in private, again, not by arguing, with the other dude. I go out and talk to this woman face to face, and I talk to her, looking her in the eye. And if she's out here participating in this behavior, I mean, if it's the first time, you check it. But if it continues, you charge her to the game. But that's how guys deal with it. And they deal with it by, again, shutting it down. And they shut it down, not going out here putting up hands looking to fight another dude, because at the end of the day, the common denominator as related to what's leading to this woman starting stuff is her. So he's not fighting the other dude, he's checking the woman. And again, you checking the woman by if it's the first time, talking to her about it. But if it's the second or third or fourth time, he's just going to charge her to the game, because he's seeing that this woman is not reflecting positively on him, not reflecting positively on his image, and not reflecting positively by looking out for him. Because if she's not looking to protect him, then that's a really bad sign, because again, when you have a woman who's not looking out for you, then that's a big problem. But many black males, they don't really understand this because, again, they get most of their models for relationships from single mothers who got off on the drama. And as they get off on the drama, what they do is they're thinking, oh, it's so cool that both of these guys are paying attention to me, not understanding that if you respected yourself, you would not want the attention of a dude who did not respect your relationship. Because if this dude will go and step to you and know you already have a man, what that does is show that this guy, he's willing to cheat. And again, with a dude who will cheat with you, he will cheat on you. And with dudes who will cheat on you, you're basically making it where you are just again showing that you're a woman of poor character because you're getting involved with a low grade dude. And that's really something that again really reflects badly. And again, only simps think, oh, I'm fighting with over this woman and I'm going to defend this woman's honor. But if this woman honored you, she would be looking out for you. And that's where I saw an issue with, again, Will Smith in Hollywood when he slapped Chris Rock. I mean, Will Smith, he was out here, a textbook example of why black men should never fight over a woman, because Will Smith went out here looking to defend the honor of Jada Pinkett, who has already shown him disrespect and contempt. And showing him disrespect and contempt, that's not somebody who you go out and stand up for because they're not standing by you. And again, when you fight over this kind of woman, again, it affects your image because it shows that you're a weak man. And that's what happened to Will Smith. And he was a textbook example of why a black man should never fight over a woman, because he, at the end of the day, was the one who lost everything. And he lost more than film projects. He lost more than being banned from the Oscars. He lost his face and he lost his image as a man, because Will Smith went from being an A-list star to being somebody considered pathetic because he optically looked weak by going out here and looking to put hands on Chris Rock for a joke that he made at the Oscars. Because a man of character, he would have just said, all right, he can say what he wants, but he's not putting hands on my wife. So I don't see a way to go out here and engage. I'm just going to let that slide. And what I'm going to do is talk to that brother on the side in private, and we're going to settle that conflict in private. But when you have a simp, he gets in his feelings over a woman. And a lot of these simps, they get in feelings over women out of fear, because they fear that if they don't do anything, they may lose that woman. So they'll go out here looking to fight, creating a covert contract, thinking, oh, if I fight over this woman, this will make her think that I really care. This will make her be impressed with me. This will make her think that I'm fly. But what he's doing is creating a contract that will never be fulfilled, because you don't get respect in covert contracts. No, you get respect by standing up like a man, and you get respect by standing up for your character. That's how you go out here and get respect, because sometimes doing nothing has a greater impact than going out here and acting on your emotions. The man who has restraint, he may get more respect because he has restraint and discipline. And that's why women will respect him, because they understand he's not going to act on his emotions. They're not going to act impulsively. And that sense of discipline, that's going to earn him the respect of a woman and those in his social circles, because when he shows that he's not going to fight, what he's showing is that he's got discipline and resolve. And showing that discipline and resolve, this will go out here and go a long way, towards establishing his character. So the guy who doesn't fight over women, he may not look like the tough guy like the other guy who's all emotional, but he'll get respect because people know that he's measured. They know he's got good control over his emotions. They know he's got strong discipline. They know that he's not somebody who can easily be pushed or prodded. And this will go a long way in leaving a strong impression on people. And these lines of character, again, will show strength of character. And it will be that strength of character that will leave a powerful first impression on people. It's that strong first impression that, okay, this guy can't be pushed. He cannot be made to get in his feelings. This is going to make people respect a man because they know, okay, I can't go out here and push his buttons and get him upset. That's something that people like to do to see what they can go out here and get away with. But you have to set the boundary for women, and you set the boundary for women by saying, no, I'm not going to fight over this woman. No, if this woman wants me, she's going to fight for me. And she's not going to fight for me by putting up hands on other females. No, what she's going to do is show that same restraint and resolve by letting people know that she's going to just stand by you, and she's going to stand by you. And that's how she shows her character. Again, men do not fight over women. No, men do not fight over a woman because fighting over women is not something a man does, because at the end of the day, it's her choice whether she wants to be with you. And fighting over the woman does not help you at all, because at the end of the day, it is her choice whether or not she wants to be with you. That's something many black men didn't learn back in the day. When I was growing up, they didn't learn that it's her choice to be with who she wants to be with. And if she's entertaining other guys, then obviously here's a hint that she's not worth just standing by, because she's not standing up for you. So if she's out here entertaining other guys and not checking other guys, what she's doing is saying, hey, you're not somebody I'm willing to fight to be with. No, I'm looking at other options. And if she's looking at other options, then what she's doing is showing that, this woman is not worth the time. And if she's already considering other options while she's saying she's with you, then maybe you need to leave her to those other options. Again, black men have to learn not to fight over women, because fighting over women, it comes from a position of weakness. And a lot of guys don't see how weak they're looking, getting upset about women, because when you get upset over women, it just shows how you don't really have a good center of self-control. Because another way that I see black men fighting over women is in a lot of the gender war videos. When I watch a lot of the gender war videos, a lot of these guys would get so emotional, and they would get emotional not understanding that you're coming from a position of weakness, going out here getting emotional over black women. Because when you get emotional like that, what you're doing is, again, coming across as weak. Because a man who is disciplined, yes, he may express his grievances, but he does it in a way where he shows discipline and self-control, because he understands being emotional. What this does is it sends a message to people that he has poor self-control. And when you have poor self-control, what you do is show people that you can, again, be easily manipulated and taken advantage of. So this is all, again, it's all fighting over women, because arguing with other dudes about women that's also fighting over women. No, and a man who has discipline and self control, he's not even fighting over the whole subject of women because that's drawing attention to them and making these women believe that they that they are more important than themselves. So this is the kind of behavior that just a lot of guys don't understand because a lot of guys ain't on code. And when you're not on code, what you do is think, I have to fight over these women. I have to fight over them instead of understanding your value and worth as a man, because a man who understands his worth as a man understands, hey, I'm not fighting over this woman because I am a man and I have value too. And if I value myself, if somebody really respects me, they're not going to want to see me out here throwing up hands with some dude. No, what they're going to do again is check the other person and let that person know, okay, I'm not available. And if they continue to persist, what they will do is then look for law enforcement to let this person know where the line is. Again, they won't look to get you involved because they understand that this is between themselves and this individual, and it's their job to check that individual and let them know what the deal is. What's going on, Tamaris Shepard? What's going on, computer robots? What's going on, LC? You got a good point. It does go both ways. And again, yeah, you're right. Women are the gatekeepers. And as the gatekeepers, they keep the gate and let people know where the line is. So they let who they want in and they let who they want out. And again, if she's not closing the door on others, again, it shows how where her respect is for you. And what's going on, BPM? Mike, well, what's going on, Forrest McLeod? Tim Duncan, I'm glad I think you read Stop Simping. Yeah, I use the term shoehorn because a lot of simps, what they want to do is try to force their way into a relationship. And what these guys do is they try to force things and they wind up breaking. And again, whenever you try to force two things that don't work, what happens is that things break. So what's going on, Supremo? Glad to see you here. And J Sigma and Sun Kissed by the Most High. What's going on, Meet Merp? I might have to do a video on Mary Spears. Looks like somebody I'll have to do some research on. It looks like another case of a man in crisis. What's going on, hand sanitizer and Yak Diesel? Glad you have such kind words for me. So what's going on, Yukasama 2001? So giving everybody a shout out for tonight. But the whole thing is that black men do not fight over women because, again, a man, it's not your job to fight over a woman. You have to accept the choice that this woman makes. You have to accept that if she's out here and she does not check people, that maybe she's not really into you like that, because a quality woman, again, she is going to be that gatekeeper, like LC says, and she's going to keep that gate closed to other people, and she's going to draw that line, letting them know, okay, I'm not available, I'm not here, and you need to go out here and go look for somebody else. That's what quality women do. But you had a lot of women in the 80s and girls in the 80s who were caught up with drug dealers, and they were looking to see men fight over them. A lot of them never got their emotional needs met by their fathers. And because they didn't get their emotional needs met by their fathers, they got off on the attention they were receiving from all of these different guys. And some of them, they were seeing not only the attention they were receiving, they saw all the stuff these guys were looking to give them, and they were willing to pit guys against other guys. And in some cases, they wanted to see another man get hurt because she wanted to get off on seeing how far this guy would go to get her attention. And again, many of those black males they didn't understand that they were part of a crap test because they would go out here and pick on a small square dude or a small corny dude. And then they would say things like, I'm going to go get my man. But if she truly cared about that man, she wouldn't be looking to go get him. No, what she would be looking to do is not even get into it with this other dude, because if he's a small square dude, then he's not even worth your time. But a lot of these women, again, they didn't get their emotional needs met by their fathers. They didn't go even have their father in their life. So what they wanted to do was go out here and see what type of attention they could get, what type of drama they could start. And they would pit guys against other guys, whether it be small square dudes that they look to get beat up by their boyfriends, or they would go out here and look to pit another drug dealer against another drug dealer, or a gangster against another gangster. And again, when they did this, again, it just really showed how little respect they had for these dudes. But a lot of these dudes, they were just caught up in their feelings. And because they were caught up in their feelings about men, about the attention they were getting from men, what they would do is go out here and look to start this type of nonsense. And again, men of character, they have to shut this stuff down, because a man of character, he understands why I don't fight over women, because there are 4 women for every 1 man out here. And with there being so many women out here, a man doesn't need to fight over a woman, and a man doesn't need to fight over women, because, again, with there being so many women out here, a man can go out here and take his time and look for the woman who has the character to show him that she will fight for him. That's what a man of character does. He's like, okay, I'm not going to go out here and fight this dude, because if I fight this dude, I'm the one who's going to be the loser. So what I'm going to do is leave you alone and go see if there's somebody else who is interested in me. That's what a man of character is going to do. He's going to say, okay, I see that this woman is looking for me to get involved with some nonsense. And if I've got stuff going for myself, I need to be free in order for me to go out here and do what I want to do. And that's a sign of healthy self-esteem, because it shows that this man is thinking about himself. He's thinking about his intangibles, like his freedom, because in order for you to go out here and achieve what you want to achieve, you need your freedom, and your freedom should be something that you protect all the way up until the last day that you live, because your freedom is something that Black men out here really take for granted. I've seen for many years, because I see a lot of dudes, they take their freedom for granted, and that's why they get into situations like fighting over women, because they take their freedom for granted. And your freedom is something that you can lose in an instant if you get into it with the wrong dude. Because if you get into it with the wrong dude and you wind up fighting him, you could wind up at the minimum with an assault and battery charge, or at the maximum, you could wind up getting into this dude, and and a weapon could get taken out, and one of you is dead, the other one is in prison for the rest of your life. And again, as one of you is in the grave and the other one is in prison, this same female that you're fighting over, she's getting her back blown out by Pookie and John Tavius. And as she's getting her back blown out, you're getting spit roasted again by Bubba, Tiny, Roscoe, and Big Dave in the penitentiary. And you're washing the skid marks out of their drawers while she's out here free to go out here and live her life, whereas you're not free to live at all. And again, that's not a good situation for you to be in, Black man. One of the worst places you could be is in this situation, and it's a situation that many men avoid if they're on code, because on code men, they avoid these situations because they take critical observations of the behavior of the women that they get involved with. And they're not looking at that big breast or that big butt. They're looking at her actions because those actions define her character. And it is those actions that show if this woman is somebody who is fighting for you, because women who fight for you are not going to put you in situations where they put your freedom in jeopardy. That is something most black men need to understand about women. They need to understand that she's not going to put your freedom in jeopardy, because in order for you to have a healthy relationship with her, she's going to want to have that freedom, and she's going to want you to have your freedom, because if she respects you, she respects your space, because if she respects your space, she's going to want to be in that space, and that's why she's not going to want you out here fighting other dudes over her. No, she's not going to want you fighting over her. No, in most cases, she's going to go out here and say, look, you don't need to be fighting over me. What you need to do is just leave this alone. And in many cases, she won't even want to put you in situations. She won't want you to go to certain spots. She'll be like, no, we're not going to that spot because that's where them type of dudes hang out. So we're going to go someplace else. No, I don't want you going to these kind of places. Again, she is actively looking to protect you from these type of situations because she don't want you fighting. Again, true to the game, women of character don't want their man fighting over them. No, they are looking to keep their man out of trouble. No, they're trying to keep their man out of situations. Now, again, there are situations where a man will have to fight to protect his lady, but the most women who are in those situations, they are married. And again, the only women that a man fights for are his wife and his mother. And I wouldn't even say his sister, because his sister, if she's getting into situations, then if she truly cares about her brother, then she's not going to have him getting involved in these situations. No, she's also going to look to protect her brother by not getting involved with these kind of dudes who are looking to go out here and start some mess. No, a quality sister, she's not going to have her brother out there fighting with these kind of dudes, just like a quality mother is not going to have her son looking to fight with certain kinds of dudes. No, she's not going to put her son or her brother in them type of situations. No, again, you're going to have the woman looking to diffuse the situation, because as a helpmeet, she's looking to help her man, and she's looking to help her man by looking out for him. Again, this is why black men should never fight over a woman, because fighting over women, this is one of the worst things a brother can do, because it shows, again, you have no control over self, no control over your emotions, and you have to get control over those emotions. That is what on code brothers have. They learn how to have control over their emotions. And what they learn is, well, somebody can say something to you. What they're going to do is not react to it with hands. No, they're going to navigate through their emotions. And yes, what you will have feelings of anger and as related to being this guy saying something to you, but you're not going to go out here and put yourself in a place where you are the one having to deal with being inside of the jail cell, waiting for the judge to go and put your case up, having to have to go to court. I mean, this guy ain't worth all of that. And a woman who cares about you will let you understand that. She'll let you understand, okay, this is not worth the loss that you're going to have as related to your life. No, I'm not going to put you in that situation, because, again, this is something that a true to the game sister is going to do for her man, because she understands that part of him protecting her is looking out for him, and part of the protection is reciprocal. just like he protects her physically, she protects him socially, and she protects him because she cares about him and she cares about his image. So a woman who cares about you, again, she's going to protect you by looking out for you. And a man, he's going to look out for her. So it's going to be a reciprocal exchange. And that's how you both fight for each other. And again, if you're fighting for each other, you won't have to fight with other people. So that's something people need to understand about, black men out here. We don't need to be fighting over women, because I've seen so many brothers when I was younger lose their lives and lose their freedom because they got caught up in their feelings because, oh, this guy is looking at my girl, this guy is checking out my girl. And again, this is not something you fight over, because guys are gonna look, and the way she responds to that look, that there's a way of dealing with that issue. And again, you deal with that issue not by putting hands on another dude. No, you deal with that issue by dealing with your lady, because if she's responding to his looks, if she's responding to his behavior, then she's the one who's supposed to deal with that. And if she don't want to deal with that, then you deal with her. That is the way you resolve that conflict, and that's how you keep your intangibles, and that's how you keep your freedom. Those are two things, again, that I'm going to keep repeating because I want you to understand these are the most important intangibles for a man, and they are things that will keep you alive and they will keep you free to continue pursuing whatever goals you have in life. Because if a woman wants to be with you, then she's going to look out for you so that you can get your goals completed, because you completing your goals is part of helping you build, and helping you build is by going out here and looking out for the foundations of your relationship. That's something that black men have to start thinking about, because when I see things like these guys with the gender wars and the emotions, they're not really ready for a relationship. And again, they're not ready because they're looking to fight over women who are not fighting for them. And they're out here getting emotional and taking it personal with women who are just not fighting for them. And they don't understand, again, that when you're fighting like this, it just shows weakness. It shows lack of character. And it's something brothers out here really start to have to work on, because no man out here should ever fight over a woman. Now, this is Black History Month. And with it being Black History Month, I'm still looking for the first paperback and ebook sale on SJS Direct. And I'm asking everybody to head over to Amazon.com and pick up a copy of one of the books on the SJS Direct imprint. So I'm asking everybody to, let me get over here and asking everybody to pick up a copy of one of the books on SJS Direct, like ISIS, one of the other books on the SJS Direct imprint. Asking everybody to pick up a book. I'm also asking everybody to put up a like, because we got 36 in the room and 29 likes. So I'm asking another 5-6 people to drop a like to help with the YouTube algorithm. But I really want to get my first paperback and ebook sale of Amazon, and I really would appreciate that support. I'm sorry, Elsie, about your husband had mental issues, and I'm sorry you had issues, but I'm glad that he did go to therapy to go work on those issues, I believe. I'm really sorry to hear that, but a lot of guys, they have issues that they need to work on, and I'm glad to see that, if he cares about you, he's going to work on those issues and help himself. So I'm glad you I think that's what you said, uh, but I'm gonna try. Well, but the whole thing is you have to work together. But again, I'm still looking for my first paperback and ebook sale. for the month for Black History Month, because not only is it Black History Month, but we have to participate in group economics and support Black-owned businesses. So I'm asking everybody to go out here and pick up one of the books. And I'm also asking everybody to drop a like, because that helps with the YouTube algorithm. And I've been having a really rough month with YouTube's algorithm. Really been having trouble with it. So every like that you guys give me, like one full bus, really greatly appreciated. And I'm also asking everybody to donate to the Cash App so I can continue doing streams like this and talking about topics like this, because a lot of young brothers out here, they really need this information. I didn't get this kind of information. I had to learn it the hard way, but I want to try to help others, learn why they need to just not fight over women. It's something that's an important topic, because a lot of guys, they sit there and they're thinking, oh, I got to fight over her. I got to go out here and this is how I stand up. No, this is how you fall. And if you truly love yourself, you're not going to fight over women. You're going to fight for those who fight for you, and you're going to fight for those by standing with them. So this is something that I felt was an important topic. I felt it was something that really needed to be talked about. I felt it needed to be discussed. And I really wanted to talk about this subject. And it was something that meant something to me. So I'm asking everybody to head over to Amazon, pick up some of the books, or head over to Google Play. I really want to get the sales up on SJS Direct Books. I really want to see positive Black fiction reach a larger audience. And I'm hoping to get some of the historical men and women in crisis videos up next week. That's something that I want to do. I haven't stopped the series. The series is still continuing to go on. And the series is going to go on with a lot of different stories, but I may do maybe 2 videos a week or so on historical men and women in crisis. So that's something that I'm hoping to do in the future as well. But for tonight, um, I'm glad to hear that, Elsie, that you've been married since '85. I was in elementary school in '85. I was 11 years old. So you've had a really long and beautiful marriage. I mean, congratulations on your beautiful marriage. Congratulations that you were able to work out through the hard times and continue to have a great relationship with your husband. So I'm gonna get ready to wrap up tonight's stream. I have editing work to do on John Haynes' 1987, and that's a book that's going to be coming later this spring. I'm hoping. I still have to talk to Mike about the cover. I still have to come up with a concept for the cover of John Haynes' 1987, but that's a book that I'm trying to get together after John Haynes' Godbreaker, which is coming this March. So asking everybody to put in your pre-orders for John Haynes' Godbreaker, which is coming out this March. I'm going to leave a link to it in the chat. So asking everybody to pick up a copy of John Haynes, pre-order John Haynes' Godbreaker pre-order John Haynes' Godbreaker on Kindle, because I really want this book to be a success. This is the book after At Death's Door. I'm really, again, thank everybody for donating to the Kickstarter to help that book be a success. So the next book is Godbreaker, and I'm hoping you guys will be there to pick up Godbreaker when it comes out on March 31st. So I'm going to get ready to wrap up tonight's stream, and I want to thank everybody for coming out to tonight's stream. And I hope you'll be there for next week's stream. Everybody have a great weekend, and everybody have a good night.